It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, welcome in. We love that you're here. We'll do 3 hours of show in a 2-hour time frame. We're good like that. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and CB. How we feeling, boys?
You know what? I can't believe that it's already Thursday. It's one of those weeks. This week is moving and grooving. Thursday night football tonight. Buckeyes on Saturday. And then on Sunday, Yellowstone is back. Have you ever gotten into Yellowstone? I feel like you would like this.
I think I would.
I think you would really like Yellowstone.
Finishing up the Penguin, man. I got to wait till that ends.
We only got one more episode.
One more episode. And I feel what's going to happen without, I shouldn't even be talking about it.
Why not?
I think it's still pretty fresh for a lot of people, and it's going to be so easy to jump in. And I know you advised me on watching the last Batman before I watched it, which was good advice. Mm-hmm. Now after watching this, I don't think you desperately had to have watched the old Batman movie to watch this. It helps, but I'm at a point now where I'm thinking there's going to be a real lingering cliffhanger. I don't think this gets tied up in a nice bow for me.
Do you think Sophia makes it?
Do you think
she makes it to the Batman 2? We know that movie is coming.
Make it.
So Matt Reeves is the creator of all this. The Batman, the Penguin. There's a Batman 2 coming. I think she makes it as well.
I don't think I would bet kind of old school, everything kind of goes into a capsule and is done. But now with all the money and the stuff that you can make, you always have to keep things alive. Always. Like you never can finish anybody off. It's just done. I just feel like it's like you can't knock them off the show. I just feel like this opens up the sequel possibilities.
When there's another movie coming, you may be correct. Yeah. I'm holding out hope that you know who shows up down in the tunnels below the streets in the last episode. That would be a great teaser because he roams in that world. Batman does. Yeah. And so do we get any type of last-second scene of the Batman popping up in the finale on Sunday? That's what I really am excited about.
That I didn't even think about.
That's his area. Those tunnels down there, man.
I knew the Penguin was a bad dude, but finding out what he did as a kid, that bothered me. Okay, that bothered me more than anything I think that I've seen.
Because you have a brother.
Well, yeah, I do, but he had two brothers.
But I'm saying that probably hit differently for you having a sibling and knowing that how he, how do I want to say this? How his brothers went away.
Yeah.
You know, because at this point, if you're watching the show, you know they're gone. But how they went away was tough, to say the least.
I think of all the things I've seen in this thing, that was probably the hardest. The fact that kid could be that cruel, and then also the fact that he just was so, I guess, focused on being his mom's only kid.
He was because he got jealous. Yeah. He showed the part at the apartment where he got jealous where his mom was talking to one of his brothers. You could see it on his face. And then he felt like they were picking on him in that moment where they wanted him to drop down on the ladder and he couldn't do it. And
Which I don't think they were. I just think they just forgot about him. I just think they looked at him as being just a normal brother because his problems that he had with the leg and all that. I think as a kid, he's just my brother. It's just him.
Yeah. It was a slow burn to a tragic scene when you start to hear the raindrops and you start to put it together how that all went down. I am 100% Team Sophia in this. Like the Penguin, I don't see his side of things anymore. And they've done a great job, I think, of making you pick a side. And whatever she's done has swayed me over to wanting her to win whatever battle that we're in or however this is going to end.
I'm not all the way there.
You're Team Penguin.
No, I'm certainly not Team Penguin, but I'm not Team Sophia either. Whatever happens to both of them, I wish they both would get it.
I would have gotten off Team Sophia's bandwagon ASAP if she would have done something to that little girl, which you could see the wheels were turning in her brain. Like, I might have to,
Well, she couldn't at that moment.
Well, I had to send somebody, to get her.
That's right. Well, she's probably got it in her, though.
She definitely does.
Yeah.
She absolutely does. But no, listen, I need you to get into Yellowstone after this. Because you would be all in on Kevin Costner, I think, as John Dutton.
Yeah.
Yeah, fire this up. Because we are absolutely back. My boy, Rip.
How many seasons are we now? What is
God,
this?
I think this is season...
It's a lot.
5?
Now, 6? Yeah. I don't know if I'm into that kind of catch-up. We'll see.
I think this is...
Did Costner end up coming back for this season?
I'm pretty sure he's back. I've seen him in the trailer, but that could have been old footage that they're using now, CB. Don't hold me to that. But yes, Sunday night, AR, this is what you need. Just serenading through your house is this music on the Dutton Ranch.
First of all, Sunday night is Lions-Texans, so I'm not watching any Yellowstone.
Well, don't say Yellowstone like that. I need you to put some respect on Yellowstone's name. You're waving it off right there. Oh, some Yellowstone.
Not live is what I mean. Like, I've been watching Penguin during the week, as you know.
Yeah, well,
I love the Penguin.
But I football to watch.
Yeah, that's the thing. I just can't get into doing the live shows on Sunday when you got Sunday Night Football, if it's a good one like the one we have coming up, Lions and Texans. We'll do NFL picks against the spread at 133. We will do a Gold Jacket Thursday. I'm making an audible at the line of scrimmage.
Oh.
I know I promised you Rod Woodson and his Ravens Super Bowl ring. I am going to the offensive side of the football, and we'll have Andre Reed,
a guy
the great
that
former
doesn't have
Buffalo
a
Bill.
ring.
The guy who went to 4, doesn't have the bling.
That's tough.
But has one of the great careers a receiver could ever have hoped for. And maybe the most unlikely of stories, being a 4th rounder, going to a small little school I'd probably never heard of in Pennsylvania, and getting drafted by the Bills and getting connected with that group of Thurman Thomas and Bruce Smith and Jim Kelly, and obviously Marv Levy leading the way. So Andre Reed is back in Canton this week doing his residency. So we'll pull an audible, and then I promise you I will wrangle and Rod for you because that would be a big one to talk about. All right, so Ryan Day did his little media radio show, as he does every Thursday. And I think the key is the emotion, right? The emotion of the Penn State game and that win. You know, you just said how quickly this week has gone by. You know why? Because they won. They won a big game. It's made this week so much brighter.
Well, it's going by quick.
In Ohio State football.
It's going by quick for me because I get to hang out with you every day.
Well, imagine if they lost. Imagine what this week would have been like.
Oh, my gosh. I mean, AR.
You think it would have gone this fast?
No, it would have been a grind because think about the feeling that everybody was having coming out of the Oregon game. And that was just a 1-point loss. Last minute, the vibe I got from Buckeye fans I was talking to hit me up like it was doom and gloom.
Where are they ranked if they lose?
If Ohio State loses to Penn State this past weekend, they're probably
no ranked win. 2 losses to highly ranked teams. What, 10?
I was gonna say 9 or 10.
Are they ahead of Bama? Yes.
Yes, because Bama has that bad L.
Although Bama has the win over Georgia.
Tell you what, there's some respect out there for Vandy, but I think they would be right ahead of Bama.
How would they have justified that with Bama's win over Georgia, and with Vandy still being in the top?
That's a great question.
Where is Vandy?
Vandy is not in the top.
They're not 25. In the top 25.
No.
That would have been an unbelievable conversation we would have had this week. And if they would have put Ohio State with 2 losses over a 2-loss Bama team, with Bama having a win over Georgia.
I don't know how you could.
So now they're not even 10 in my mind. So now they're probably, are they ahead of Boise? Are they out of the playoff field in week 1 if they lose to Penn State?
It'd be tight. It'd be close. Yeah. It'd be a very close call.
Maybe I just answered it. They're probably right around, are they ahead of SMU?
SMU's 1 loss is to BYU.
Yeah, and just beat Pitt, top 20. And beat Louisville, who was top 25 when they beat them.
What do you think? I don't.
By the way, this comes back to my disagreement with Ari, which is that the best thing on your resume can't be a loss. What do you think we would have been selling this week?
2 close losses.
Not only two close losses. We would have been selling the fact that their biggest measuring stick, Oregon, the number 1 team in the country, they played them with 1 point out there on the road. 100%. That's what we've been selling, and that would have been the best thing on their resume. That's exactly why this week has gone the way it has. Now, none of us have had to think about that because it was a great win, but since you brought it up on how fast the week is going, it got me thinking, well, I know why. Because it's just been a smooth cruise fest coming off that with everything, all the hopes and dreams are still alive. But if they lose that game, they're probably not in the initial top 12.
And I think that would be fair. I think it would be fair. What legs would they have to stand on as far as wins? But like you said, you don't have to worry about that.
Nope.
And now here you are in the 2-hole with just having to just lock in and be absolutely laser focused to start this game. That's what the key is, I believe, in this. I heard Coach Day on the show today mention establishing the run early, establishing physicality early. Purdue's the worst rush defense in the conference. They should be able to go
just
into
take
this
out
game.
Rush defense and put team.
Well, I was just saying, because you got Ohio State that averages $186 on the ground in this conference. That ranks 4th. Purdue's in the basement. They're giving up 200 yards on the ground per game. So you got this offensive line that I believe gained some confidence this past week on the road in Happy Valley. And now here you are with a chance to, I think, continue to roll in that category. And that's going to be big for this new offensive line to feel that, even though we know Purdue's not or shouldn't offer much resistance. I just think mentally that's what you want. So you just don't want to mess around early in this game and give any team life, right, as far as thinking they can hang, because if you do that, then that could make things a little weird. But I'm just not expecting that. So that's just what I'm expecting to see on Saturday, is just dominance early.
It's what we said coming out of Oregon with 2 weeks in Nebraska. It's almost, to me, just a mirror image of what we expected out of Ohio State against Nebraska. Now, maybe Nebraska is better than Purdue.
I think they are.
Well, Nebraska beat them 28-10, so we know what Nebraska did against Purdue. Nobody expected Nebraska to come in here and be leading. I didn't. In fact, not only did I not think that, I think I threw it at you on that Friday, like how shocked I would be if Nebraska even had a lead in the fourth quarter, and they did. So you're right. That does linger out there for Ohio State fans, for the players, for the team, to say, this is how it's supposed to look against Nebraska. So I agree with you. It should look that way. It very much should look that way against a 1-7 team in the shoe at noon. We've got Bengals and Ravens tonight. We redoing overtime again?
Prime time on Amazon. Listen, whenever these two quarterbacks get together, I get excited. How can you not get excited when Lamar and Joey B are out there? These are two of the best. I mean, you think about when Josh Allen and Mahomes are on the field together. These games tend to deliver. And game number 1 was an absolute banger of a game. If you love offense, that was the game for you. If you love defense, that was not the game for you. But these two guys are two of the highest paid in the league. One's been to a Super Bowl. One's won a couple MVPs and maybe on his way to his third one this year. And so this is one of those rivalries that has a bunch of runway left in it as far as the quarterbacks and where their ages are right now. And these guys are going to be looking each other in the eye for years and years to come. And we get another chapter of that here in a few hours.
Usually I would be like, well, the team that gave it away, which was Cincinnati, would be the one I'd lean into. But it's on the road. It's against a very good team that has everything other than Joe's ability to maybe rip them through the air a little bit. So we will definitely dissect that when we come back. And one analyst says we potentially have a new MVP if it all works out. We'll tell you the details on that next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
We are your radio home for the Buckeyes, Browns, and all the NFL games you can handle. We may have a bit of a football problem. Oh, yeah. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Men, it's the holidays, the season of all kinds of hustle and bustle. But if your energy is down, if you aren't sleeping well, if your sex drive is MIA, and you just don't feel like the guy you once were, maybe it's tough to get excited for all the holiday cheer. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and if this sounds like you may have low testosterone. And if so, this is the season for you to get treated. At Tri-State Men's Health, we're experts in treating low T. If you're like most guys, you'll feel the change in just a few weeks. And truly, the results can be life-changing. You'll have improved mental clarity, your energy will kick up, your workouts will be better, your sleep patterns will improve, and your sex drive will likely heat up as well. So call us, and don't go through another season with low T. Your initial visit is only $99 and includes blood work, a medical consult, and if you start on testosterone the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654. That's 800-900-9654, or go to tristatemenshealth.com. That's tristatemenshealth.com.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited truck month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
Giant Eagle is making it easy to surround yourself with savings with new low prices on hundreds of your favorite produce items like pineapples, avocados, navel oranges, and lettuce at your neighborhood Giant Eagle.
We have a lot of football happening. I'm here to help. Set your radio preset to the fan. Very good. Now set a second one to ESPN Columbus. It's the HD2 button. Lastly, go to the Fan's HD3 and save the Fan 3. Crisis averted. You're welcome.
Bobby Carpenter was determined to get relief for his dad, Rob. Years of college and pro football had taken a toll on Rob's joints. Bobby trusted his dad's care to QC Kinetics and their game-changing regenerative pain treatments.
It's been great to watch him improve. This stuff wasn't available 20 years ago, and how we've been able to kind of hone in and be able to fix the body in a more natural way as opposed to just cutting on it all the time. It's pretty terrific.
QC Kinetics. They take your body's own healing properties, concentrate them, and apply to areas in pain like knees, shoulders, hips, and back. And the results?
He's like, well, it doesn't hurt to go down the stairs anymore. I'm like, well, that's a positive.
Relief without any joint replacements, harmful steroids, or medications. The natural way at QC Kinetics. Don't wait. Call to see if you're a good candidate. Go to qckinetics.com/Columbus or call 380-208-4544. 380-208-4544. Again, 380-208-4544. Get rid of your joint pain with QC Kinetics.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Enroll at healthcare.gov by December 15th for coverage starting January 1st. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Ohio has over 920,000 diabetics. If you are a diabetic, take a step in the right direction by having your feet checked routinely by a podiatric physician, the most qualified doctors to care for your feet. Adding a podiatrist to your healthcare team can help you better manage the effects of diabetes on your feet. Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association podiatric physicians are located throughout the state. For more information or to find a member of the Ohio Foot and Ankle Medical Association near you, visit ohiofoot.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
After a wet day yesterday, the sunshine is back for the next 3 days. Today, tomorrow, Saturday, look for sunny skies, temperatures in the low 60s each day. Rain moves in by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecasts on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
It's Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, massive game tonight for both. Divisional game, everybody knows that. But it's so important for Cincinnati. The math just starts to not math later if they lose this game. And they're on a little bit of a confidence builder here. T. Higgins and Charlie Jones are both doubtful. And so now you're looking at what? Chase, Yoshivas, Gesicki, Trent, Irwin. And then is Burton back in? Is he out of the doghouse?
That is a great question. I have not seen any reporting on his availability, but this feels like one of these games where it's going to be Jamar Chase, more Jamar Chase, and more Jamar Chase.
Yeah.
I'm also very fascinated to see on a short week what type of punch Chase Brown can provide. He was really good in their last outing, north of 25 carries, did some things through the air, on the ground. Very, very good performance for him. But on the flip side of that is the Ravens' run D is number 1 in the league. They're only giving up 75 yards per game on the ground. And so, not that the Bengals have any issue going to the air. That's what they do very well. But can they do much on the turf tonight? That being the Bengals offensive line, to push Baltimore around and make them respect the run, to open things up for the pass is I think, something to monitor in this one.
I could see them utilizing him in the pass game a little more.
Absolutely.
I don't know what his over-under on catches is. I'll check that for Bet365. But I would think that would be a little bit of a play. But my mind goes to, are they going to really be able to stop Lamar and Derrick Henry? Because I look at Thursday nighters in general, and you mentioned the short week. Thursday night unders are hitting at over 60% if you go back the past half a dozen years. Now, I know this individual game isn't 6 years worth, but it feels like, and then everyone's going to be playing the over based on what happened in the last game. Right. Which is the 49 or 41-38 or whatever it was. So I'll check. The over-under on this game,
what do you got?
Is 52.5. It's actually a little lower than I thought.
That feels right.
Based on the fact that there were 79 points scored in the last game.
AR, you were interested in receptions for Chase Brown. The value starts to kick in when you get to 4 catches, the juice is minus 130. 5 catches, the juice is plus 175. 3 catches, the juice is minus 330.
You'd have to pair it with some stuff in a same-game parlay. I guess my point is, here's a guy that's been targeted 9 times in the passing game the last 2 games, and he's caught 7 of them.
Yeah.
So it'd be a play based on what you said about not being able to just run to a brick wall. I wonder if they can get Herbert going tonight. He had to work probably pretty fast to get this thing going to help the run game. But this is such a big game for Cincinnati that whatever they can do to get anybody involved in this, they will do it. I just think that the what I'm more worried about for anything are the injuries. They've got injuries still on their offensive line. As we mentioned, they're down to Brown and Herbert at running back and without T. So it all falls on Joey B again with Jamar Chase and obviously a little bit of Gesicki. But the Ravens, as you mentioned, I'm looking at the stat right now, have allowed the lowest yards per rush in the NFL. And the Bengals are 20th in yards before contact. So but
on the flip side of that,
they can just bow up on Jamar and make sure he doesn't kill him.
The flip side of that is the Ravens' pass defense is horrendous. It's been awful. It's been towards the bottom of the league all year long. And so that's what I think could make this very interesting again, is because that's how it played out last time. I mean, Baltimore's dead last in the NFL in stopping the pass. They give up 280 yards per game, and that plays right into the strength of what Cincinnati can do with or without without T. Higgins, because I think where Gesicki is at right now, he is on a heater with what he's doing. And you sprinkle in a little Yoshi Voss in this as well. Yoshi Voss is a guy I know a lot of Bengal fans were excited about the last 2 off seasons just based off some of the things he did in minicamp and training camp. The most targets he's had in a game this year is 6. I think that should change tonight because I like some of the things that I see from him. So I do think between the trio of Yoshi Voss, Chase Brown, as you mentioned, and Gesicki, they can still find a way to get after the NFL's worst pass defense.
Yeah. Well, Joe Burrow's best 2 games this season were the loss against Baltimore and then the game last week when he had 5 touchdowns, but it was against the Raiders. Dan Orlovsky was on Get Up ESPN this morning talking about how big this game is for Cincinnati. And if Joe Burrow is the reason they win it, which he's going to have to play big for them to win it, then suddenly he gets back into an MVP conversation.
Dan, you were telling us before we went on the air this morning, you believe the next 17 days, I think is what you said, could determine a lot in the entire NFL season beginning tonight. What is it?
Well, the Bengals play tonight, against the Ravens. Next Sunday Night Football against the Chargers, and then the following week versus the Steelers. So those 3 games in 17 days are going to determine exactly what we're going to get out of these Cincinnati Bengals. I think that if they go 2-1 over these 3, they'll get in. And I firmly believe if they get in, Joe Burrow will be very much so near the top of the MVP conversation. That's how much I think his season has being undervalued when it comes to his performance. Now, tonight's huge. It certainly feels like a must-win. I think it's going to be because of him and Mike Gesicki trying to find a way against the Ravens defense that is not good against tight ends, bottom 5. But this is an enormous stretch of football for the Bengals.
Enormous. He's dead on right. And it's weird to say, but Burrow is a top 5 passer in this league this year. As bad as this team has been at times, they're 4-5. They get back to 500, and they win a key divisional game. I just think the confidence they have, or they should have, against the Ravens should be there. It doesn't mean they're going to win the game, but he is throwing the ball at 70.2% with 20 touchdowns and 4 picks.
Yeah,
they win this game, and he beats Lamar. Now, the guy that he's going up against has been as good or better.
Yeah.
Maybe not in yards specifically, but as good or better.
He's got more passing yards than Joey B, I believe, right now. And they are
a little less. No, wait a minute. You're right. He does have more, but he has 20 touchdowns to 2 picks. So it becomes so key for him to win this game, because if he doesn't win this game, even if he plays well, I think Dan said it. He's got to win to get back in the MVP conversation.
That's the biggest part of all of this, right, is the team wins. Because to me, that's what has to matter. Because Joey B is always going to put up good numbers. I mean, Geno Smith leads the league in passing yards. I don't think any of us are looking at him as an MVP candidate. So they've got to go on a run, like Dan said, 2-1, 3-0 over the next couple of weeks. Because you're right. I mean, both these guys, Lamar and Joey B, are right there at the top of a lot of very important quarterback categories. They're tied for second in the league in passing TDs. The only difference is, with Lamar, you're getting all the other stuff on the ground. I mean, Lamar's got 500 yards rushing right now. But I don't even think Joey B would entertain any of that right now, just because he's so locked in on this team staying on track, because I do think they've gotten back on track here a little bit. And this is one of those wins that solidifies, I think, who they are and who they can be. And you pick up this win, then you get a nice amount of time to rest going in to next Sunday, really feeling good about yourself.
Yeah, this is going to be as tough of a game as they've played this year. It should be equaling to the last game they played, and they know it's the key to everything. So if you're going to bet on a little desperation, this would be the one.
Speaking of betting, if you're interested right now in Joey B's MVP value over at Bet365, he's at 16-1. So Lamar's the leader in the clubhouse at plus 300. But to Dan's point, that will change, obviously, in the next 2 to 3 weeks if the Bengals start to roll and he continues to cook.
All right, no gambling over at Germain Honda of Dublin. You know you're getting a lock there with a great vehicle and a dealership to back it up. It's Happy Honda Days at Germain Honda of Dublin. I talked to Rich. They're going to celebrate with you. 0% APR up to 72 months. Think about that. 0% APR up to 72 months on select 24 and 25 models. He's also starting select leases as low as $249 a month. So this is the time to make your best deal on a new Honda from the Honda dealership here in Central Ohio. My friends at Germain Honda of Dublin, where you'll get same-day service, no appointment necessary, and the dealership to back you up all the way through the journey. See them for the amazing details. They're on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. We come back with NFL picks against the spread and maybe a stat that will lead us in one direction. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Okay, name? Occupation? Great. You get a brand new Kia. For less than lunch. Under $5 a day at Great Lakes Kia. Is that a turkey? Of course. We're talking turkey. With Event pricing and the Credit Approve-a-thon.
Wow, and new Kias are less than lunch?
Yes, under $5 a day. Lease new 24 Kia Forte LXS, EV6 Wind, and Sorento LX. All three under $5 a day.
Wow, that's only $139 a month for 24 months.
Plus new 24 Kia Telluride LX under $8 a day.
$249 for 24 months.
He just got an EV6 with 0% financing.
Lucky goose.
Turkey.
Turkey, right. But I'd never get approved.
If you've got a job, you ride.
You guys are great.
Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia.
In Columbus.
GreatLakesKia.com.
GreatLakesKia.com.
You're such a ham.
To qualified buyers, visit GreatLakesKia.com for details.
Football fans, are you ready to score big this NFL season?
Hey, it's T-Bone to tell you that Bud Light and 97.1 The Fan have teamed up for the ultimate football face-off. Join us each week for football face-off events and your chance to win a trip to Vegas where you'll compete for the grand prize.
A trip for two to New Orleans or the Super Bowl.
Take your shot at football glory.
This week, join me on Thursday at Scoreboard Pub and Grill in Delaware from 7 to 9, watching the Bengals on Thursday Night Football. Then Sunday at Bradshaw Sports Bar, the 49ers backer bar from 11 to 1 to give you a shot at going to the Super Bowl.
Hey,
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Morning Juice.
Because hope is not a strategy. Hoping things get better. It's not going to fix it for yourself. So make sure you take those losses, figure out how to turn them into wins.
Morning Juice.
Sponsored by Affinity Whole Health.
Weekday mornings at 6. The Fan.
Common Man here for Care Heating and Cooling. Weather is unpredictable, but the inside of your home should be comfortable just the way you like it. And the best way to avoid those unnecessary surprises is with a care plan. See, with a care plan, you get priority service, system maintenance in case of an emergency. Just another way to give you and your family peace of mind. And maintaining your systems properly can help save you money. A properly maintained furnace and air conditioner run more efficiently, reducing your utility usage. Regular maintenance also prevents breakdowns and extends the life of your equipment. I'm on the care plan, and I'm quite the expert. I'll stop by and give your system a once-over. I will. Don't tempt me. I end every commercial the same way, telling you to hire Care when you need a company you can trust. It's not just the slogan. That's the Care creed. How about this? Lennox. They have thousands of dealers nationwide. HVAC royalty. Last year, Lennox gave Care their coveted Partner of the Year award because they're trusted by their customers and their partners. Care Heating and Cooling. Call 1-800-COOLING or book an appointment online at careheatingandcooling.com. When you need a company you can trust.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. We often hear businesses say that they are, quote, family owned and operated, which leads you to think, how often are the owners of the company involved in day-to-day operations? Well, when it comes to Newman Roofing, I can personally tell you that I met with Tim. I met with his daughters. They have 4 family members of Newman Roofing overseeing the different divisions of the company, ensuring that an excellent customer service experience is going to be provided to you every time. Folks, I can personally testify they were great with my wife and I, and they will do the same for you. With Newman Roofing, their family focuses on every detail, and it allows them to deliver that white glove experience, not just for me, but for everyone, that you're not going to get with those larger corporations. 32 years in business, 3 generations in the roofing industry. They can do it all, and they will take care of you. So before those winter storms hit, have Newman Roofing come out and take a look. Whether it's a repair or replacement, Newman has you covered at 614-NEW-ROOF or newmanroofing.com.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice. NFL picks.
Sponsored by Roosters, a fun casual joint, and the official wing sponsor of Ohio State Athletics.
All right, CB, lay them out.
All right. Tough week last week. AR, you went 7-7, so that's pretty good overall. Matty Ice, you went 5-9, so the overall records. AR's above 500 at 68-66. Matty Ice, you're 61-73.
I got bodied last week. What happened?
NFL happened.
You know what? That is the perfect response, my man, because I don't know what's going on this year, but it's wacky, but that's why we love it.
The stat, and I don't have the exact number, but I will tell you this.
Yeah.
Road faves are on their best run against the spread in the last 20 years.
Okay, that adds up.
Road faves.
That's wild.
And we've got probably about 7 or 8 of them this week.
Okay.
All right, CB.
All right, starting off with the Thursday night game, the Ravens are a 6-point home favorite over the Bengals.
I laid this on Maddie during the break, that they're 8-0 at home on Thursday nights under John Harbaugh, and that they're 21-3 under Harbaugh in primetime home games. Not against the number, but that's the purple, and they're wearing their purple rising helmets,
which I don't
for the first time.
I'm out on those.
With that being said, I'm not going to actually second guess myself here. It's a divisional matchup. I'm going to bet into the desperation of Cincinnati. and I'm going to take the 6. I just think the game should be close, and I'd love to have those 6 points in what might be a medium to higher scoring game. So I feel like I'm getting 6 with a team that can already put up points.
Yeah, that's the key in this right there is an offense that can take advantage of an extreme weakness, and that happens to be your strength. And I think because of that, the Bengals can get within this number and make it very interesting. So I'm going to take the points and roll with Houday.
All right, on to Sunday, the morning game. I believe this is over in Germany. Is that correct?
That's correct.
The Giants are a 6.5-point favorite over the Panthers.
The Andrew Thomas loss for the Giants has been a massive hit to their offense, and what they can do would slow down Malik Neighbors just a bit here. Bryce Young looked okay last week. 6.5 is too much to roll with Daniel Jones, in my opinion. I'm taking the 6.5.
They won last week, so there's confidence there in Carolina.
Yeah.
My guy Tyrone Tracy, though, for the Giants, I think is going to run wild on him. And as long as it's less than a touchdown, I think the Giants should be able to score. The Panthers have, by the way, they're like the last in the league in pressuring. So whatever Daniel Jones is, he should have time to at least try to be that guy. So I'm also going to I'm going to actually take the Giants, lay the points.
All right, to the 1 o'clock window, the Bears, they are a 6-point home favorite over the Patriots.
It's amazing how many weapons the Bears have and where they are this season. I thought they'd be better. I don't think Drake May is going to have the time to do much of anything, although he scrambled around for that game winner last week. I think just the Bears pass rush, Maddie, against that offensive line for the Patriots is going to be the key. I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to go 3 straight favorites and actually took the points with Cincy. I will take the Bears and lay the 6.
Yeah, I don't like the vibes around the Bears right now. You got wide receivers walking off the field. You got Caleb Williams talking about the connection between he and DJ Moore needs to be a lot better. Drake May almost ran for 100 yards last week. I think he can dance around that pass rush. He looks pretty good right now, man. I'm taking the 6.
The Buffalo Bills are a 4-point road favorite at the Colts.
Buffalo's doing the darn thing. They are doing the darn thing. Amari Cooper missed last week. They still find a way. Buffalo, I think, is a complete football team that's going up against a team that's okay, but Flacco scared me after what I saw last week on the road. I'm laying the 4.
In honor of Andre Reed, who will be coming up at 2:33, I'm going to circle the wagons and take the road favorite Buffalo Bills.
All right, Kansas City, the Chiefs are an 8-point home favorite over the Broncos.
A lot of points in a divisional game. Chiefs, all they've done is play teams tough. They've been tight games. That is a big number in a divisional game. All right, I'm going to do it again. I'm laying the 8.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think Denver got exposed a little bit last week. Kansas City saw what Lamar and company can do, and I think we'll see a little bit more of that. I'm laying the 8.
The Falcons are a 3.5-point road favorite over the Saints.
You know, I like this Falcons team. Every time I want to hop off the bandwagon, they lure me back in. They've won 2 in a row. They're 6-3. I just think their offense has so many different ways that they can hurt you. No Chris Olave in this one. Got to really hope that he's doing well. He's racked up a few concussions now, so that's very scary. I'm going to lay the 3.5 and roll with Atlanta.
Boy, they hung around in this one, the Saints did. Falcons don't get pressure. Maybe Carr now starts to work a little of the rust off. Kamara was great against them last time they played. They lost on a last-second field goal, I believe. They're at home. I'm going to take the points.
The 49ers are a 6-point road favorite at the Buccaneers.
The CMC return game, perhaps. They're coming off the bye. But I think that's too many points against Tampa at home. We saw what they could do. They hung with Kansas City. I think Baker can obviously throw the ball still, even against them. Doesn't feel right to bet against San Francisco with 2 weeks to prepare, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to take the 6.
Yeah, Tampa's going the other way at the wrong time here. They're 2-3 at home this season, and they've lost 3 games in a row. When CMC is back, you can control the clock, and I think Brock Purdy will be a better quarterback because of his presence, and the play-action pass will start to pop for the Niners. I'm laying the 6.
The Commanders are a 2.5-point home favorite over the Steelers.
Sneaky good game, AR. Not even sneaky, just a good game on paper right now. Washington at home. The addition of Marshawn Lattimore, I think, will show itself here. He and Pickens, I cannot wait to see those guys going at it.
Robinson's still banged up.
Yeah, just the presence of T.J. Watt is always looming. I'm going to lay the 2.5, though, and roll with Washington at home.
Boy, they should be able to get after Jaden. He's been playing through the sore ribs. You might want to get rid of the ball a little sooner than he has, with Watt trying to bear down on him. Steelers are 3-1 on the road against the spread. I'm going to buy into it. I'm going to take the Steelers and the 2.5.
The Vikings are a 4.5-point road favorite over the Jaguars.
This is a tough one. Listen, the Jags are showing a little bit of life, but I think their offensive line is pretty torn up, and the Vikes like to blitz. I don't love the number, but I'm going to take Minnesota.
The lack of weaponry right now in Jacksonville just doesn't scare me. And Brian Flores, as you mentioned, will heat you up. And then Justin Jefferson is always one big play away from breaking the game open. I'm laying the 4.5.
The Chargers are a 7.5-point home favorite over the Titans.
Tennessee always finds a way to give away games. They hang on early in the first half, and then their offense just somehow, some way lets them down. So I'm going to go with the Chargers at home. It's a pretty big number. But I just like their run game, and Herbert is obviously the better quarterback in this. So I'm
yeah, and listen, Rudolph's actually been playing well. Like, he really has. But I think the Chargers just too tough. Their turnover ratio is big now. They're +9 in that. I'll lay the big points with the Chargers.
The Eagles are a 7-point road favorite over the Cowboys.
Yeah, divisional game, but I'm not buying it now. I just feel like there's too much noise in Dallas. I know they might play him tough as a last stand kind of thing, but I'm going to take Philly.
Micah Parsons popped up at practice, but the Cooper Rush thing I don't really buy into. Or actually, I should say I don't really care about the record in the past. I'm just rolling with what's going on with Philly. And I know Nick Sirianni can always screw this up, but they're more complete right now. I'm laying with the Eagles.
This next line flipped over from the home team to the road team early in the week. It looks like it's now the Jets, a 1-point road favorite over the Cardinals.
The Jets are so desperate. Like, this is it. If they lose this game, their season is absolutely done. But the Cardinals have figured something out. I'm taking that point at home and rolling with Kyler.
Coming after the quarterback now. Normally, I would want to sell high here on Arizona after that win and buy into what you're saying, which is this final run for the Jets. Can they stay alive? I do worry about Aaron with that defense coming after him. I'm with you. I'm taking Arizona.
Sunday Night Football, the Lions are a 3.5-point road favorite over the Texans.
Nico coming back?
No, doesn't look like it.
Doesn't look like it?
No.
So I don't think Mixon will be enough. Stroud hasn't been playing well. Detroit can win anywhere. I'm laying the 3.5.
I love that you brought up Mixon in this. Detroit's run defense has been really good the last 2 years. I'm laying the 3.5 and rolling with Jared Goff.
Monday Night Football. This line has come down quite a bit since the beginning of the week, but the Rams are a 1-point home favorite over the Dolphins.
Yeah, I saw the Rams are getting some reinforcements back along their offensive line. That's a massive boost for them with the weaponry that they already have. I'm going to roll with the Rams and essentially a pick 'em.
We told you. Rams are coming. 3 wins in a row. They're hot. They're 7-1 in the last 8 home games. They've got the 3 straight. Tua has not lit the world on fire like Tyreek predicted. So I'm going to take the Rams as well.
The Columbus Men's Clinic is the largest and most experienced men's health practice in Columbus. Did you know that their patients average 3 failures with other places before coming to the Columbus Men's Clinic? If you've been waiting to treat your low T or ED, or maybe you had a bad experience with yet another clinic that opened quickly and closed, it's time to get in there and move forward with your sex life, your career, and gym goals. They specialize in seeing guys who think they're out of luck regain hope that they can be successful in the bedroom and beyond. Seriously, go see the team that for 10 years has been #1 in Ohio for men's health. Stop thinking about it and get in there. Call 614-300-7400. That's 614-300-7400. Or go online to columbusmensclinic.com to book an appointment today. columbusmensclinic.com.
All right, Buckeye bolted up next, and Denzel Burke with that very tough game against Oregon, but he has a prediction. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
If you've recently seen a photo of an older Baker Mayfield fresh off a bender, it's just Bo Bishop. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Did you wake up with joint pain? I know how that feels, but not anymore thanks to QC Kinetics. Just like me, you deserve pain relief with no surgery and no meds. And if you're a good candidate for these new treatments, Dr. Ray Tesner and his team at QC Kinetics can get you there like they did for me and my dad. You see, my dad and I trusted QC Kinetics because they are the nation's leader in regenerative cellular treatments. This technology that's giving people like you and I an option other than surgery, all natural approach to treat the root cause of your arthritic pain. QC Kinetics joint pain treatments can be life-changing for so many people. And I can tell you, and I get a test, I needed surgery. And my dad, his knee was bothering him, and he can walk now. And I can go run and do the things I want to do. We got relief just like tens of thousands of other people. And it's getting near the end of the year, so you can use those HSA and FSA funds before they may expire at year's end. So go check them out at 380-208-4544, 380-208-4544. That's QCkinetics.com/Columbus in Dublin and Gahanna.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365.
365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply.
This fall, Giant Eagle is your one-stop shop. Deals for days means tons of discounts on all your favorite tailgate items, snacks, and everyday essentials you need. Featured items will only be available at these amazing prices for a limited time. Visit Giant Eagle or Market District today.
By the time you're finished listening to this Pepsi Zero Sugar, you'll be 15 seconds closer to kickoff. Stock up now. Bengals game day is so close, you can almost taste it. Bengals watching. Better with Pepsi.
Join our resident gambling degenerates Dave Biddle and Scotty Vegas for On the Money Sunday morning at 9.
Presented by ESPN Bet at Hollywood Casino Columbus.
All the action, none of the responsibility. The Fan.
Thanksgiving can be stressful when you're shopping on a budget. Let Family Dollar help you do more this year with amazing deals on the supplies you need for a great turkey day, from prep to cleanup. See how you could save on Thanksgiving staples like canned soups and veggies, or essentials such as disposable plates and utensils, trash bags, storage supplies, and more. For even greater savings, download the Family Dollar app, clip available offers, and redeem at checkout. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
All right, the happy Honda days are here at your main Honda of Dublin. So I just talked to Rich, and he tells me they're going to help you celebrate your new vehicle with 0% APR up to 72 months on select 2024 and 25 models. He's also starting select leases as low as $249 a month. Germain Honda of Dublin, where you'll get same-day service, no appointment necessary. See the dealer for all these amazing details. Germain Honda of Dublin. They're on Sawmill Road, just south of 270.
I'm Leslie from Pella, Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One thing we keep hearing here in town, Wilson, is that the cost of Pella windows actually pleasantly surprises most people.
Pleasantly surprised?
You get the Pella next level quality and looks, but we also have 5 different lines to fit most budgets.
Our customers are almost always surprised, but it's never pleasant. Is there such thing as like angrily surprised?
Price is a little high.
Oh no, they're a lot high.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rate the leading and most trusted at PellaColumbus.com.
Pizza lovers, listen up. We're not that cheesy, but this deal is. For a limited time at Speedway, get 2 big pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce for only $5 with Speedy Rewards. And you know we got even more, like flavors galore. Okay, maybe we are a little cheesy. Choose between classic 3-cheese, crispy pepperoni, or extreme meat pizza. Save big on 2 pizza slices and your favorite Coca-Cola 20-ounce. Get the $5 meal deal with Speedy Rewards. Only at Speedway. Valid through 1/7/25. See app for full terms.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Patriot Air Comfort Systems and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep your home comfortable. The Fan.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another furnace breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day furnace installation.
All right, Buckeye Bulletin time. Pretty cool. Based on the 1-point game they played out at Autzen, that here we get the college football playoff unveiling for the first week, and Oregon and Ohio State are 1-2. Like, it just hammers home the point that what we saw that night in the 32-31 loss is real. What were they, 2-3 when they played then? Now they're 1-2. Gabriel did light them up. He lit them up with his feet and his arm. 340 against that defense. He didn't have any picks. Remember, he had thrown those red zone picks before that game was played, and you thought maybe you could confuse him into making some mistakes. And then that receiving unit, of Evan Stewart and Tez Johnson and how they just ran by guys for Ohio State, specifically Denzel Burke, who had a very, very tough game. Everyone believes he'll bounce back, but he won't get that final reel that I am back until maybe he gets to face Oregon again. And he had, I guess, an exchange. CB, when was this? Does he say
this was last night during media availability?
Okay, so this is last night, and I guess in an exchange with a reporter. Oh, here, I'm sorry. I misunderstood you. I thought it was with an Oregon reporter, but somebody here. They did talk about the potential of meeting again.
After rewatching the film, what do you think went wrong for you tonight?
Nothing. Just got to get the job done. Hey, it's a life of playing corner, man. So just got to continue to keep building, and we'll see them again.
There you go. We'll see him again.
I don't know if I would expect anything else from a player, specifically a corner. We know corners and wide receivers, those guys don't back down from challenges, and those guys we've seen like to chirp a little bit. And Denzel Burke may be one of those guys, and I have no issue with it, right? Because like he said, all you can do is move forward, and hopefully you do see them again. It was obviously a rough outing for the guy. We've seen him play a nice amount of good football here in Columbus. But like you and I talked about coming out of that game, you got to tip your cap, too, to two of the best receivers in this conference.
Fast.
Those guys are electric, right? And so they've been lighting up people all year long. There was plenty of conversation to be had coming out of that one as far as, hey, maybe should Jermaine Matthews have been out there for a few reps? Or maybe, you move Denzel over to another receiver and put IGB on Tez or whatever it was. And I'm sure Coach Knowles, Coach Day, everybody was working through that on the fly. Maybe they've learned from that situation. But if you're Denzel Burke, that's exactly what you want. You want to get your lick back against those guys in that game, right, and reestablish yourself as a dude. And so, like you mentioned, the life of a corner, it's tough. Like, those guys get a bunch of respect from me that are elite at doing that and essentially going backwards and turning your hips quickly and not have to react quickly to these guys that are so twitched up with their route running and size and all that. Like, if you're an elite corner, man, you're an absolute dude. And so I understand that mentality of maybe not putting your personal interest ahead of the team and all of that stuff. But if you're Denzel Burke, for sure, you want to see green and yellow again in Indy.
It's a huge learning lesson for a kid who wants to be an NFL corner, who projects to be an early pick as an NFL corner. I think what he learned in that game, or what I learned watching it, is you can't always be looking for picks. You can't undercut stuff. You can't be caught flat-footed. As much as you do feel sometimes you have to cheat in certain games, and I'm talking about a football cheat, is that those guys that can run by you have to be respected. And so he learned it. Let's hope he can plan for it. And I agree. I hope he gets his chance to meet them again. But the more important thing is he's not completely focused on it when he's not being asked about it. Here he is on moving on.
I'm pretty seasoned now. This is my fourth year playing football, a lot of football. You just got to continue to just have amnesia, especially playing on the outside, playing corner, being on the island. And as you play more ball, you get a lot more comfortable and you get used to those moments.
The Men in Black zapping machine may be your best friend if you're a corner. Got to zap those memories quickly, or like it never happened. That's what you have to do. And, since we're talking about Oregon and potentially another matchup there in Indy for the Big Ten title, there is some question around whether or not Tez Johnson will be even back for that game, because he's dealing with a shoulder injury. And obviously they're going to keep things pretty hush-hush as you can if you're Dan Lanning. But there is some doubt out there in their neck of the woods that he would be available for that matchup if it does happen again.
The other big moment that came out defensively for Ohio State is certainly the goal line stand. And Caden McDonald is turning himself into perhaps a household name here in Columbus. I think he was a relative unknown for a lot of people, being only here a couple of years, but he did play in a lot of games last year. And so he's just found a spot for himself. And on that goal line stand, it was huge.
Game on the line, the biggest game of the year. We got all these goals is set. Ty League went down, and somebody had to step up. And I got my opportunity, pushed him back, made the play. And I grabbed his leg, but he trying to get away. But and all my boys came and helped me. And it was all, this is what I do. Like, I enjoy playing football. The pride, pushing somebody back against their own will. Coach Johnson preaches that for us. If you do that, and good things will work out for you.
I feel like not too many people in his lifetime have been able to push him back.
said, this is what I do.
3 1/4, whatever he is.
I like that. Talk that talk. This is what I do. This is what I'm in here to do. To your point, AR, the frame in those situations works out perfectly. He's not an easy guy to move around, and that's a great weapon to have on your D-line.
Went to high school with Jordan Hancock, and obviously a lot of pride playing for Ohio State now, the kid from Georgia. All right, that is your Buckeye Bulletin for today. We come back after a SportsCenter update, and we talk about the Brownies. Yes, we can still, because Andrew Berry is talking future, coach and quarterback. What did he have to say? You'll hear it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We're known for 3 things: games, conversation, and Common Man yelling about things only he cares about. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Reichert Chevy's dealing in Dublin.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichertChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. We're dealing.
Fall is upon us and winter will be here before you know it. Don't put off your roofing project any further. Call the professionals at Newman Roofing. Let Newman Roofing help get that roof checked off your to-do list before winter. Call Newman Roofing at 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Post Malone is teaming up with Raising Cane's to empower the next generation of artists. For a limited time, 2 exclusive double-sided Post Malone posters are available at Raising Cane's. So post up your combo at Cane's while supplies last and support a good cause. Raising Cane's Chicken Fingers. One love.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Hi, this is Ron from the Good Feet store. Are you standing on painful feet all day? Don't lose hope. We want to help you live without pain. Discover your options and visit goodfeet.com or stop in today at the Good Feet store on Polaris Parkway in Grove City.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief. Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Football is all about scoring big, and so is Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 dealerships and a collision center, you're sure to find the perfect vehicle. Plus, every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty. Our Carvenience service picks up your car, gives you a rental, and returns it without you lifting a finger. Score big today. Experience the difference and visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
I knew that the first hour and a half of my day was going to be excruciating pain. I mean, it was so much pain, it literally brought tears to my eyes.
Dad to a prominent Ohio basketball family, Satch Sullinger was determined to find relief. And that's exactly what happened.
QC Kinetics, they are awesome. This is my body that they're using to repair itself. And so who wouldn't want to go for that?
QC Kinetics natural treatments got Satch's attention. Finally, a way to get rid of that pain in his knees without going under the knife. And best of all, they used his own healing properties to give him relief.
Since I've been having the treatment, I can go up and down steps. So I'm getting better. And my golf game shows it because I'm starting to hit the ball a little bit better now.
Find out if you're a candidate for QC Kinetics treatments. Go to QCkinetics.com/Columbus and call today for your complimentary consultation. 380-208-4544. That's 380-208-4544. Again, 208-4544. QC Kinetics.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Matt Andrews. Quite a Thursday night football clash in the AFC North in Baltimore tonight. The Ravens host the Bengals. Cincy comes in 4-5. Baltimore checks in at 6-3. College football this evening. App State is at Coastal Carolina. East Carolina hosts Florida Atlantic. Ohio State is home noon Saturday. Purdue. Boilermakers come in with just one win on the season. And the Jackets stay out west. Their road trip continues Saturday night at 9 o'clock. They'll take on the Kings in L.A. This update is sponsored by BMI Federal Credit Union. Enjoy rates as low as 9.90% APR with a Visa Platinum credit card. Apply at bmifcu.org/Visa. Breaking sports news here on The Fan.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Maxima Concrete. Visit MaximaConcrete.com today to schedule your free estimate.
Final hour of the program, Rothman and Ice.
Folks, I want you to join us. I want you to join us Tuesday, November 12th for the Make a Difference Gala at High Bank Distillery in Grandview. It's bourbon, food, and fun with Brady Quinn, Bobby Carpenter, Jake Ballard, Dane Sanzenbacher, and Bo Bishop. The gala benefits the Third and Goal Foundation, making a difference in the lives of veterans. Get your tickets today at 971thefan.com. 21 or older, please drink responsibly. Again, you can get tickets right now at 971thefan.com.
When Deshaun Watson was coming out of college, he was pretty much labeled a winner and a leader.
Dabo called him the Michael Jordan or something. Compared him to Michael Jordan.
That's right. And everyone watched.
I think it was MJ and cleats.
Yeah, I was not. And maybe what he was doing back then did equal that to some degree. But they had to kind of weigh things on what he looked like and his production versus maybe some other things like decision-making and field vision and everything else. And he did start out great. Can't take anything away from him there. And then the personal life may have gotten involved here, and the Browns being so desperate to find a franchise quarterback, like beyond franchise, one that you think would help you win a Lombardi, that they decided to blow all that off and just say, you know what? He was those go on his Houston stats, meaning his personal. That was when he was in Houston. With us, clean slate, here we go. Well, it didn't happen that way because he had to serve out missing games, and then everything kind of took a side road, and coming back, he just didn't trust himself. I didn't think the confidence was gone. I know a lot of people have called him broken. I don't know if you get there completely, but now that he has an Achilles injury, and that certainly his season's over, but it's not career ending. But Andrew Berry, and the reason I bring this up is because all along the way, Maddie, all they've done is be completely committed to maintaining that he's our guy. Like, they've done it. And I think I finally heard in his voice, and you'll hear it. I mean, considering, by the way, let's remember, there are 2 years left on his contract. But what he said isn't exactly inspiring confidence, but I don't even know if he has to, because I think most Browns fans would almost rather hear that, no, we don't have confidence that. Now, he would never say that publicly because of the contract, but he's still kind of reluctant to criticize him, and I do understand why, and you'll hear that now.
Our focus with Deshaun, I would say for any player with a season-ending injury and a major injury, is first and foremost with the recovery and to make sure that he gets healthy from the Achilles injury. Everything else we'll deal with at a later moment. We haven't played well as a team, and we haven't played well as a unit on offense. And I think oftentimes when you don't play well on offense, obviously your starting quarterback and your play caller will get the most. You will get the most criticism. But the reality is, offense it comes down to organization and synchronization, and there's just a lot of shared ownership across the different position groups in terms of why we didn't perform.
You know what stuck out to me? The organization part of that. Are they on the same page? Are they? We'll never know because he and Stefanski are going to come out and say those things publicly. But to me, there's just no way that Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski are on board with rolling with this guy. Because X and O wise, what we've seen from Deshaun just is nowhere near good enough. And to me, what's looming over this is what you highlighted to start this. It's the money. And I don't think Jimmy Haslam is going to allow these two guys, Berry and Stefanski, to leave him on the sideline even next year when he comes back because of all the cash that is still coming his way. And as an owner, I think that's just a massive, massive mistake because you're letting your ego get ahead of what's most important to the franchise. Because I spent this money, we're sticking with this guy. And that's what I think is the root of all of this before you even get to the football stuff, because we're 3 years into this thing with Deshaun. And it's not like if you're a Browns fan, you can talk yourself into, hey, at least when he's healthy, you know, he gives us some good ball. He gives us some good things. I mean, I think we can count on our hand the amount of good games Deshaun has had as a Cleveland Brown. And so not only do you can't trust what he looks like when he's right, but he's not right enough. I mean, he's played in 19 games in 3 years. So it's a double-edged sword here to where when he's out there on the field, you're holding your breath and just hoping that you get good stuff. But he hasn't played in more than 7 games in 3 years as a Cleveland Brown. And so that's just, I think, the massive anchor on the other side of the Jimmy Haslam part of this, because he is the owner and he is the one cashing all the checks.
There's no argument in anything you said other than I would lean into what Barry said I pointed this out before the season. Their identity was Nick Chubb. And I think how much he would have helped Deshaun in not putting everything on him. And I don't know, maybe with the offensive line and the injuries they had, maybe Chubb wouldn't even had a good start. Maybe it would have just been a wreck completely and it wouldn't have mattered. But I just felt like that was their identity. And then having that talented quarterback with that running back, I felt like that'd be a pretty good combo to have. But the money, and here's where they've kind of admitted that they're trying to get out of this, which is they restructured his contract before the year. They did. They created cap space. They were going to carry it over. And I know they're projected to be over the cap for next season, but they restructured it. And then they bought an insurance policy, I think, also. I had heard they bought some insurance and received some cap relief for that contract, I think, for this season, because he missed so many games, like you said. And so if this injury, if this Achilles forces him to miss, I guess, more games or games in 2025, I guess you could get some financial relief from that. But it doesn't change the fact of what you're talking about, which is he's probably not the guy anymore.
Yeah, I just, because to me, I came into this year and I said, me personally, this is my last year of believing that this guy can get any piece of who he was in Houston back. I got to get off that train now, because not only is it not good enough when he's out there, but now we're at a point to where you can throw, I think, the injury-prone stuff on his name. And it's unfortunate, right? We're talking a shoulder and Achilles and just things that are just continuing to pile up for him. But it is what it is at this point. This guy will be 30 years old next year. And the fall from grace is pretty, it's very eye-opening. Because as you were talking about out of the gate, where he was at Clemson, and then the first 2 to 3 years of him in the NFL, I mean, people were talking about him being the guy that can look Mahomes in the eye and maybe being the biggest thorn in the side of the Chiefs when he was rocking and rolling back in 2018 and 19. And those guys, Deshaun was incredible. What also hurts all of this and the outlook of this franchise is what we've seen with our own eyes. Because I completely agree with you when it comes to Nick Chubb and what he can do, not only for Deshaun, but any quarterback when he's rocking and rolling, because Nick Chubb is just an absolute beast when he's right. But we saw last year with Nick Chubb out of the equation, this offense rock and roll with Joe Flacco and Kevin Stefanski being able to show you that I'm a good play caller, give me competent play at quarterback, and I'll get us in the right position, because they called Joe Flacco off the couch, and he helped lead them to the playoffs a year ago.
Because he was under center and the play action was working. And when they didn't have Nick Chubb, Deshaun is in shotgun all the time. Like, it's just They're banking on the fact that he can read and react, and when he can't, that he would take off. All of his instincts seem to be gone too. Everything. That's the weird part. I totally agree with you that when you're making a change midseason and they go back to West Coast offense and here's Flacco and play action, it was working. And I know it was only going to work to a point. You probably had a ceiling, which we saw, and plus they ran into a buzzsaw in Houston anyway.
And Flacco the pick six in that game, the wheels came off very fast. But I love that you brought that up, AR, because to me that's like the identity of what Kevin Stefanski wants. I don't think
it's initially what he brought.
Correct.
Yeah.
And I don't think that's what Deshaun can execute.
No.
So you're asking your head coach to go away from what is a strength of him as a play caller and cater to a quarterback trying to fit what he does within your offense. And it's always felt clunky when Deshaun is out there. So Stefanski, just to me, in my opinion, he has to be frustrated by all of this because I just don't think any coach with the offensive play calling skills that I believe he has would continue to ram his head against this brick wall without somebody that has more power than him within that building forcing him to do so.
When Chubb came back, Winston was the QB. And so we haven't really seen what he could do. Not that Chubb's been anything. I mean, this team, penalties and injuries and all that, where were they going? Although they did beat Baltimore. I hate to remind you. Yeah, they did. It's unbelievable.
That did happen.
It's unbelievable when you think about it. And Winston's throwing for 330.
We tried to give it to us. We just didn't want to take it. We didn't want to take it.
Didn't want to take it. But when I go back and look at some of this, like when Nick Chubb came back for that game, and it was against you guys, against Baltimore, they ran under center about 30%. That's the second highest they've done this season. Their shotgun snap percentage on the advanced analytics was the second lowest this season. That's not a coincidence.
No, I love that you brought that up. That tells us so much. It tells us so much. And what Kevin Stefanski,
even with Chubb not being
100%,
much of that they expected.
No doubt. And so
he was force feeding it. It's the money and the hope that he would somehow find himself somewhere in there. Deshaun, I'm talking about.
Because you know when you're an owner and you hand a guy 230 M's guaranteed, you know who looks bad when that guy's standing on the sideline? You do, as an owner. And I don't think the Haslams want that.
CB, here's I've not heard this one, but I see what the lead-in is. I guess Andrew Berry was asked about revisiting the trade itself.
I'm really not in reflection mode. I think it's really more not really my focus at this point in the year. Our focus is really on finishing out the 2024 season, having the team play at a higher level, and then kind of we'll get to like those maybe longer term or big picture reflections at a later point in time.
What did you expect? Did you expect him to say, after thinking about it and seeing what we've seen, we made a drastic mistake and we're now in a rebuild at the position and we're going to do everything we can to tank so we can get a high pick in the draft?
No way. No way. You only get the true serum out of Andrew Berry and Kevin Stefanski. AR, we get them into go to dinner with them in a steakhouse. They drink a couple old fashions and we say, listen, how y'all feeling about this?
They'd have to be long gone from Cleveland, even entertain.
And they say, AR and Maddie, we want out, bro. I think that's what they would say. We want out, but we can't.
We come back and we hit you with a little pre-snap read. And again, the dynamic duo. Who is it in the NFL? We'll identify it next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Question from a listener. Do you dopes ever get tired of talking about Ohio State? No. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
The Fan.
Breaking news, and this one is almost unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all about new customers at Bet365.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. Terms and conditions apply.
Reichert Chevy's dealing in Dublin.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichertChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. We're dealing.
I'm Leslie from Pella, Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
At Pella, we're really proud of our hideaway hardware technology.
Oh, yeah, that's the super duper fancy stuff where the handles fold all sleek like into the windows.
That's right. Do you guys have hideaway hardware at your window place, Wilson?
Do we have hideaway hardware? Oh. No, we don't.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for improving the look of their homes at PellaColumbus.com.
One great idea can change your life.
ABC Fridays. Shark Tank is all new.
That's the American dream right there.
With guest shark Todd Graves, founder of Raising Cane's.
I want to be on a team with you.
Emmy-winning Shark Tank, Fridays 8, 7 Central on ABC and stream on Hulu.
Military veterans and active duty service members, you could become a certified cyber warrior with just 12 weeks of training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, and IT pros with these skills often enjoy abundant opportunity and a great lifestyle. Protect our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. GI Bill, SkillBridge, and other VA benefits are available to those who qualify. Learn more at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP.
Hi, here are some ways to listen to The Fan. You can download the Fan app, or listen at home on your smart speaker, or open up the iHeartRadio app, or hold your head out the window and hear Common Man scream. Happy listening from the Dopes at The Fan.
I'm Rick Reichard. Get Black Friday pricing now at Reichard Ford, because we're dealing. Everyone knows that Black Friday is a wild time to buy a car. Reichard Ford learned from last year, so we've already dropped our prices. Fresh incentives from Ford have just been announced, so guess what? You want the best Black Friday selection? You want super sale Black Friday pricing? You want to skip the Black Friday insanity? Well, you get all that this week at #1 Reichard Ford. New 2024 F-150s available with 1.9% APR financing. Or get up to $8,000 off of MSRP. Save up to $10,000 off MSRP on new 2024 Broncos. 100 to choose from. Beat the crowd, save more money, shop the best selection at Reichard Ford's pre-Black Friday sale. The largest volume Ford dealer in Ohio at Route 33 and Hamilton Road, 2 minutes off 270, and at ReichardFord.com. Based on 2023 Ford report for total new retail sales. Cincinnati region offers end 12/2 on approved credit. Come in now, because we're dealing.
Healthcare.gov has plans for health because you have plans for life. All plans cover doctor visits and emergency care to keep you and your family running strong. All plans cover hospital stays and prescriptions, so you can have peace of mind. Visit healthcare.gov to explore health plans from the brands you know. 4 out of 5 customers can find a health plan for $10 or less per month with financial help. Enroll at healthcare.gov by December 15th for coverage starting January 1st. Paid for by the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services.
Do you want a job that is flexible, secure, and fun? It also offers excellent pay and is ranked as one of the best jobs in America, too. I'm talking about being a dental hygienist. And all you have to do is complete a 2-year program after high school. Visit ODA.org to learn more and to start helping people love their smile. This message is brought to you by the members of the Ohio Dental Association.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
Sunshine out there today as high pressure will take command. Another beautiful day tomorrow. Today and tomorrow will be in the low 60s, and then our next rainmaker moves in by Sunday. I'm meteorologist Dylan Robichaud with your 10 weather impact forecast on 97.1 The Fan.
Bet365 is the exclusive online sportsbook of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by the Low T Center, reinventing men's healthcare.
All right, a little Bet365 time.
You already know, my man, because at Bet365, let me tell you what we don't do, folks. We don't do ordinary. See for yourself. When you sign up today and get $200 in bonus bets when you bet just $5. Thursday Night Football. Got my eye on this one. No Isaiah Likely in this game. He's out with a hamstring injury. So I'm going with Mark Andrews. We know Mark and Lamar have had a great connection through the years. Mark Andrews into the end zone plus 175 tonight.
All right, you got to help me with this.
I'm here for you, man.
Is Deontay Johnson going to get a damn target tonight? Because if he is, I'd like to take his over tonight of 17.5 receiving yards. I think that maybe, and I know Zay's been the guy lately, so I've cooked up something absolutely nuts, but this is the key to it, I believe. So let's put Henry in the end zone. Let's put Zay in the end zone. Let's put Chase in the end zone.
Okay.
Can you co-sign those three?
Zay, Chase, and Derek.
Yeah.
I'm in.
All right, so let's just say we get a decently scored, we get a 30-23 game or a 27, maybe we get those guys each a touchdown. The other one that's interesting to me is Burrow over 24.5 completions.
Yeah,
he
absolutely.
had 27 last week. He had 30 in the overtime game. So we get him to 25. He's going to have to throw the ball.
Yeah, I like it.
All right. So I get those three guys a touchdown. I get Burrow over 24.5 completions. And I get Deontay over 17.5 receiving yards.
It does sound like he's going to play. He just didn't have a grasp of the playbook last week, which is understandable. He just got traded there last week. So, yeah.
Gets me 16-1.
Let's do it, man.
All right.
I like what you're cooking up over there. Let me get a plate of that. Whatever the sport, whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only. Must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
And I'm not sure if the soundbite includes this, so I'll just do it anyway. Dan Orlovsky, we'll do a double dose of Dan today and Get Up. He was talking about the dynamic duos in the NFL, and he's got them coming out of day 12. Let's hear it, CB.
If I said Jared Goff to Amon-Ra St. Brown is the best quarterback wide receiver duo in the league, would that be fact or fiction?
ESPN's next 30 for 30. What if I told you that Jared Goff has not thrown an incompletion to Amon-Ra St. Brown since September? It's November 5th, okay? I would say fact. Right now, this is the best. They've gone 30 straight. If I took me and Harry or any quarterback wide receiver duo in the NFL right now and just said, go out to practice and throw 30 balls, you're going to go like 28 or 30, and that would be normal. Doing it in games is absolutely ridiculous statistically.
He's not wrong.
That's a wild
And I'll
stat.
repeat that stat for you. Entering this week's Sunday Nighter, Lions-Texans, Goff has completed 30 passes in a row to Amon-Ra St. Brown. So that dates back to week 3.
Yeah.
Based on the difficulty of every grab, which I have not watched every one, the chances of keeping the streak going were 1 in 780,000. 0.0001%.
Yeah.
According to the next gen stats that they spit out.
Boy.
So either he's wide open or they're shorter routes or they have a chemistry and a connection that is just on a heater that we've never seen before.
Yeah, it's just it's amazing, man, what those guys can do. And the weaponry in Detroit is just absolutely nuts. They make you worry about so much and cover every inch of the field with Laporta and obviously Amon-Ra and the two running backs. And Goff's an MVP candidate himself.
Who's second best?
Oh, I'd probably still roll with Joe and Jamar when they're rocking and rolling. When Dak is healthy, you could talk me into he and CD. CD put up incredible numbers last year. He's top 5 in the league this year in receiving yards. So probably those Dak and CD, Joe and Jamar, Amon-Ra, Jared. Yeah, you're splitting hairs with all of them. They're all amazing duos. Anybody else we're missing? Nico and CJ?
It was forever Patty and Travis Kelce.
It really was.
That was the best duo in my mind. The most confident, the highest
floor. If we're baking in tight ends, for sure.
Just any pass catchers to me.
Yeah.
The other one that's kind of developing is Jaden and Terry McLaurin. That's really heating up right now. And then the other one,
Lamar and Zay.
It was hit and miss. He's back now, which I'm thrilled about.
Yeah, Zay's 5th in the league in receiving yards. So that's emerging, too. They got to prove it a little bit more, but they're right there.
Can't think of anybody else. I mean, last week certainly was JSN and Geno, but with DK out, it certainly helped. Yeah. All right, those are your pre-snap reads for today. All right, want to give you a quick minute with my friends over at Germain Honda of Dublin, and it's Happy Honda Days, so Rich has the celebration started. 0% APR up to 72 months on select 24 and 25 models. The newest, the best designs, all the cool rides over at Honda. And he's starting select leases if you're a lease person, and I was back in the day, $249 a month. And this is the time to make a great deal on a new Honda from Germain Honda of Dublin. Go see Jerry. Go see their great staff. Talk to Rich. Once you become a customer there, same-day service, no appointment necessary, and you'll realize that you have a dealership backing you and your product. See them for the amazing details. They're on Sawmill Road, just south of 270, Germain Honda of Dublin. All right, when we come back, it's a Gold Jacket Thursday, and we welcome in one of the great pair of hands the league has ever seen. What a connection he had with Jim Kelly and the rest. He is Andre Reed, and we will circle the wagons with him next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
If your air conditioning or furnace stops working in the middle of the night, on a weekend, or over a holiday, there's no reason to wait to get it fixed. For 100 years, Atlas Butler has been here for your family. We're always open, we work on all furnace and air conditioner brands, and it's easy and convenient to request service. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
Why choose the Hinderer Motor Company? We don't just sell vehicles, we build relationships. This is Justin Hinderer. With 4 top-tier dealerships and a state-of-the-art collision center, we're here for you every step of the way. From our exclusive convenience service that handles everything from pickup to delivery, to our 24/7 towing and roadside assistance, we make your life easier. And every vehicle purchase comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty because we believe in what we sell. Experience the difference and visit HindererMotorCompany.com. We love what moves you.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com.
Bobby Carpenter once sold workout equipment on QVC Canada. There's no joke here. That actually happened. Morning Juice with Bobby and Beamer.
Weekdays starting at 6.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Hey, it's Bobby Carpenter. Is your business generating over $1 million a year in revenue? If your financial advisory team isn't keeping pace, maybe it's time for a change. Here's Brad Hennebert with Premier Advisors.
Thanks, Bobby. Our team integrates financial planning and asset management with business accounting and tax preparation. Business owners have planning needs that are unique. We work with you to design a seamless financial services bundle tailored to your business with monthly or quarterly advisory consultations to help guide you along the way. We don't just keep score of what happened last year. Our team combines expert financial planning and wealth management with top-tier tax services, helping businesses like yours build wealth for you. Call us today at 614-524-4888. That's 614-524-4888.
Brad Hennebert is a registered representative offering securities through United Planners Financial Services. Member FINRA SIPC. Advisory services offered through TCP Asset Management LLC. Tax services offered through Premier Tax CPAs. United Planners is not affiliated with TCP Asset Management, Premier Advisors, or Premier Tax CPAs.
Hear those leaves crunching under your feet? Feel that cool nighttime air? It's definitely fall in Ohio. Fall is the perfect time to have the Waterworks inspect and tune up your furnace before the cold winter months hit. To inspect and protect your family against those wintertime furnace breakdowns, call 614-232-2222. Or visit thewaterworks.com today to schedule your fall furnace inspection and tune-up. Winter is just days away.
Common Man and T-Bone here for Hollywood Casino Columbus. Hey, Bone, did you know the sportsbook is now called ESPN Bet?
I did, and you can watch your favorite teams on the biggest screens, place your bets, and grab some wings with an ice-cold pint.
Maybe you're too boring and don't want to go to the casino. Good news. You can keep the action going and place your bets on the go with the ESPN Bet app.
The ESPN Bet Sportsbook is your 50-yard line ticket to odds, point spreads, and over-unders.
It's the place to be. Losers must be 21 or older. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-589-9966.
Does your vehicle need maintenance, but you don't have time? Krieger Ford's got you covered. Enjoy our convenient pickup and delivery service, or we come to you with our mobile service van. It's fast, easy, and hassle-free. Schedule your appointment today, only at KriegerFord.com.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday at 9 a.m. on 1460 ESPN.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Gold Jacket Thursday.
Welcome back in. It is a Gold Jacket Thursday, and I'll tell you, there are some stories that just ring more crazy than others to me when it comes to football journeys, and this man is one of them. Fourth rounder to the Buffalo Bills back in '85. He's on the Bills Wall of Fame. Now he's in the Pro Football Hall of Fame. He's back in Canton, and he was born in Allentown, PA. And as the song goes, it's hard to keep a good man down. He is Andre Reed. Andre, great to have you.
Nice to have you, man. I like that. I'm going to use that motto sometimes. It's hard to keep a good man down, and it's good to keep a hard man down.
I'll tell you what, man, your story is quite terrific, and I think as a fourth rounder to a Hall of Fame, now that you reflect back on your career, was it everything you hoped it would be? I know there's a big piece missing, but when you dreamt it as a kid, how did it turn out now that you reflect back on it?
You know what? That's funny that you asked that, because I get that kind of question in different ways a lot. And I always say when I talk to kids or I'm doing a speaking engagement, I always kind of bring the 15-year-old me into the play and find out, like, what would the 15-year-old me be thinking if I was sitting across from him and all this stuff has happened over the last, 30 years, what would the 15-year-old say? Besides, I can't believe this, but, it's about the people I had around me. That's 99% of it. 1% was what I did, but the people around me that encouraged me, the people around me that patted me on the back, the people around me that, hit me over the head, all the things that you went through as a kid to adulthood, kind of was your story. It was kind of like your foundation. I had the right people around me at the right time. Obviously the team I played for with, 6 other Hall of Famers, Hall of Fame coach, manager, GM, and the owner, all here in Canton, Ohio. And for me to be here with them, and then with, only 384 guys have been enshrined here. That number might be, a little lower. I might not get the number right, but it's like 380 to be here. Every time I come back here, I feel just like a different person, because it's not that I wasn't supposed to be here, but we all have journeys in life. We all take different paths to what we want to be. Sometimes you get derailed and you go a different way. But I think my path was to be here in Canton someday. So that's the beauty of it.
Good stuff. You mentioned your teammates that are with you in the Hall of Fame. I want to ask you about your quarterback and Jim Kelly and the connection you guys had, and what made that connection special, or maybe in your opinion, what made Jim such a special quarterback?
We just had belief in each other. Jim was a Pennsylvania guy that, rough and tough from Western Pennsylvania. He played linebacker actually in high school and was going to go to Penn State as a linebacker and change the quarterback. So I'm sure he talks about that in his journey too, about, I was going to be a linebacker, not a quarterback. So we just had belief in each other, and we worked at it. If we wanted to be good, we had to do the extra stuff just like anybody in life. You got to do extra to be good. I really relied on him. Not only for his smarts, he was a great general. He was a good leader. He was a great leader. We don't go to 4 Super Bowls without Jim Kelly back there. And did he have all the intangibles that these quarterbacks have today? He didn't. He wasn't a good runner. He just had a good football mind and really got the best out of his teammates.
Privilege of visiting with Andre Reed, the great former Buffalo Bill, played for them from 85 to 2000. As I mentioned, 7-time Pro Bowler, Bills franchise leader in literally everything, catches, yards, receiving touchdowns. In fact, was it Marv that nicknamed you Yak? Was he the one that gets credit for that? Yeah, Marv Levy.
Yeah. Yes, definitely. It was Marv. And that's ironic you talk about Marv. You know, not only was he a great coach, he was even better. He's a better person. You know, we respected him. If you don't have respect for anything, it's not going to get done. We all loved him as a coach. We loved him as a person. We were just in Chicago about a month ago visiting him. He's going to be 100 next year, right around enshrinement next year. So we're hoping he's here to, you know, celebrate his 100th birthday here in Canton this coming August.
How did he deal with taking you guys back and trying to make you believe this would be the year?
Well, I think, you know, Marv had a certain persona that really reflected on how we played and how we did things too. You know, Marv went to College and William & Mary and coached here. He just was a scholar of the game. And he wasn't the flamboyant coach like some of the coaches are. And we just respected him every time, you know, we suited up for him. And he, you know, respected us. And I think that really was kind of like the bottom line with our relationship with Marv. He just said, hey, you know what? There's always next year. You know, you always say that. And we went back 4 times, which will never be done again. So, yes, I wish I had a Super Bowl ring. But it wasn't meant to be. You know, we wish we'd have had a lot of things in life, but it's not meant to be. And you got to move on. We play the game because we want to win a championship. You play the game to go to the Super Bowl and win. That's what the game, the bottom line of pro football is. And I wouldn't want to do that with any other coach like Marv or any other teammates I had over those years.
I want to go back to your nickname of Yak and want to ask you and zoom out from that and get your thoughts on, like, the most important traits a receiver needs to have. Is it yards after the catch? Is it route running? From a Hall of Famer's perspective, if you were educating a young wide receiver on the things he needs to stack up to become elite, what would you tell him?
Well, you know, it's you got to work hard at everything. You know, yards after the catch is a stat now. Back when I came in the league, there was no such thing as targets and all this stuff that they throw into a computer and it reads out something for you. It was just catch the ball and make yards after the catch. And I did the dirty work, you know, inside the hashes. So I knew my role. That role got me to a bust and a gold ring here in Canton.
Fearless going over the middle in an era where maybe it was even more dangerous than it is now. That courage, that courage that it took to not say ignore linebackers and DBs waiting to take your head off, but in territories like that was so key and those yards were so key. Did you always have that courage, or was it kind of developed over time with your own confidence?
I think it was a combination of both, because my dad was a construction worker. So I used to watch him, you know, before I went to school. He's up at 6 to be on the job at 9, or be on the job at 7:30 in 90-degree heat, pouring forms and concrete and doing all that stuff just to put food on the table. So that's the grit, where I got that grit and that toughness from, that, you know, we got to get it done. So I got that work ethic from my dad.
Want to hit you up about the Bills currently under Josh Allen. This is a team that's been knocking on the door. We all know that the gatekeepers right now, especially in the AFC, are Pat Mahomes. But when you look at this window of time and where the Bills are with Josh Allen leading the charge, do you think now that they have the goods to get over the hump?
Well, I always think that with the Bills. Yeah, every year. I mean, when the team drafted Josh in 2017 or 18, we needed a quarterback. You know, Jim was the last guy, and we hadn't had a quarterback before Josh in years. That this is a quarterback-driven league. You got to have that guy, Pat Mahomes, Herbert, all these guys, you know, Burrow. You got to have the guys making the calls under center to have a chance to win in this league, and we found the right guy with Josh.
All right, before we let you go, and you're going to be able to greet fans at the Hall, it's going to be amazing for all football fans to be able to talk with Andre Reed and get his memories of his career and the NFL in general. But I do want to take you back to perhaps the greatest game I've ever seen in '92 when you guys were down. I think, was it 35-3, I believe?
Yeah.
All right, you're down 35-3. And this isn't some throwaway game. This is an AFC wildcard game. You played about the biggest game I've ever seen, and you guys come back 32-point comeback win, and then you guys launch on to that Super Bowl against Dallas. But give me a taste of what that was like being in that game, the never-give-up attitude, and when you believed you could actually win the game.
If you put Buffalo into a computer, it comes out, resiliency. The football team is the heartbeat of that city. That particular game, the week before, we got beat by the Oilers. The week before that game, 28-3. So we had them at home. We figured our home crowd was going to be a factor in the game. And, by the end of 3 quarters, we were down 35-3. So it wasn't feeling too good. In the locker room, you can hear a pin drop there in the locker room. There was not that much to say. We had to go out and get something going. And then we got the crowd into it. And before you know it, the game was over, 41-38. So that's just the drive of the guys that we had all those years. We never gave up. And the city is kind of like that, a never-give-up city. I was glad to be a part of that. Those guys were not only just my teammates, but they're my friends for life. And obviously, Jim and Thurman and Bruce and Darryl and all the guys that I played with, we're all friends today. We're like a family, and, I cherish that.
What a journey. You are number 285, by the way, into Canton. And I'll end it the way I started it. Living here in Allentown, but it's hard to keep a good man down. I love your story. You should
I like that.
You should reflect on it well and enjoy your time in Canton visiting with the great fans of the sport. And you're back in football heaven. Enjoy it, Andre. Thanks for the visit.
Appreciate it, man. Thank you.
83, Andre Reed. And I feel like I've fallen into a little bit of a trap that you can call me on Iceman. I feel like several of these Hall of Famers, guys that I grew up watching, I tend to lean into that they all have one game that I have now labeled the greatest game I've ever seen. So I feel like I've done that I've done that with a couple of guys. Yeah. Maybe I should add it's the greatest game I had ever seen up to that point, but that wouldn't work either because Andre's came after Kellen Winslow's. So how would I change that? The greatest game I've ever seen that weekend.
Yeah, that works.
When Andre Reed, and then the other story that we couldn't get to because of the time, but he would always joke, and I'm glad you asked about Jim Kelly because that K-gun offense and everything, that started everything for him. And he always joked when he left the huddle with Jim Kelly, I think whether he knew it was a run or a pass, he knew the play call, and I guess they had a thing going where every time he left the huddle with Kelly, he'd say, "Right here, bro." That he said it every time. So he didn't care if it was a run or pass, he was open.
Essentially,
just like, right
if
here,
you
bro.
need me,
right here, bro.
Hit me with the rock, baby, and I got you.
I really think, and how about this? How about being on the wrong end of a playoff game that you led 35-3? Ask Warren Moon about that. Because, by the way, it wasn't Kelly that led that back. That was Frank Reich. Frank Reich was the quarterback for the Bills when they came back against Houston that day, and Reed was as instrumental as anybody, specifically in that game, and I know he's too humble, but it was 8 for 136 and 3 touchdowns, including the game winner in the fourth quarter.
Wow.
And then, despite the loss, Warren Moon threw for 371 and 4 touchdowns. But his first half may have been, and I would say this to Warren if I talked to him, the first half of that game may have been the best half of football I've ever seen. And that was Warren Moon, up to that point. Hope you guys are enjoying those. We'll come back with Tell the Truth next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
Here's a listener tweet. Are Men and Bone stupid in real life? Yes. Yes, they are. Common Man and T-Bone.
Weekdays from 3 to 6.
The Fan.
Fan Traffic is sponsored by Great Lakes Kia. Take the winning drive to Great Lakes Kia. Great cars, great people. Great Lakes Kia.
Visit GreatLakesKia.com.
Thanksgiving can be stressful when you're shopping on a budget. Let Family Dollar help you do more this year with amazing deals on the supplies you need for a great turkey day, from prep to cleanup. See how you could save on Thanksgiving staples like canned soups and veggies, or essentials such as disposable plates and utensils, trash bags, storage supplies, and more. For even greater savings, download the Family Dollar app, clip available offers, and redeem at checkout. Family Dollar, helping you do more.
Hey, Bobby Carpenter here for my friends at Affinity Whole Health. Affinity is the leader in testosterone and hormone replacement therapy, but they are also much more than that. They help men and women who are experiencing things like low energy, low libido, muscle loss, and weight gain. Turn it all around. You can feel amazing and live better, just like I can. It can be delivered right to your door, which is tremendous. Semaglutide for weight loss and testosterone and hormone replacement therapy for so much more. I've been a customer for years, and it works. Get started at feelgreatcolumbus.com.
Care Heating and Cooling. Honest technicians, honest pricing.
Call 1-800-COOLING.
Scotty Vegas here. In November is Veterans Month, a time to celebrate and honor the heroes who have served our country. This November, Awaken 180 Weight Loss is showing their appreciation for active duty veterans and spouses by offering 15% off your entire Awaken 180 program. Free support for life included. It's a thank you for the sacrifices you've made protecting our freedoms and making this country what it is. This is a special. Awaken 180 has never offered a discount, ever. If this incentive can help turn your focus on you, your health, your goals, and your happiness, I say go for it. Do what I did and choose a solution for weight loss. So if you're active duty, a veteran, or a spouse of one, this month is about you. Celebrate Veterans Month with 15% off your Awaken 180 program. And as with all clients, receive free support for life after reaching your goals. Do what I did. And over 23,000 others have done. Take control at awaken180weightloss.com.
Reichert Chevy's dealing in Dublin.
$2,500 low price guarantee.
With our lowest prices and 72-hour exchange policy, you can't buy the wrong car. Shop hundreds of vehicles at ReichertChevrolet.com. Together, let's drive. We're dealing.
Football season is here, and we have so much stuff. One station isn't enough. Find even more Pigskin on ESPN Columbus.
Set your second preset to AM 1460 or 97.1 FM HD2, or listen on the Fan app.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan.
Fall is here and so are cooler temps. And are you craving some slow roasted turkey and dressing yet? Me? Bobby Carpenter. I love Thanksgiving. I just don't love it at Thanksgiving time. I love it all year long. And so the more I can get it, the better it is. So at Bob Evans, you don't have to wait to Thanksgiving to be able to enjoy their delicious turkey that's been slow roasted for 6 hours. Their turkey and dressing dinner plate is available any day for just $8.99. Or you can even try the turkey and dressing family meal to go at bobevans.com.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived. The only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com, and use promo code JUSTSPORTS to get a welcome bonus up to $100. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 or older and present in Ohio. If you or anyone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Hey, what's up? It's Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate your snoring every night, and you can't stand your CPAP machine. The good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine, and Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and stops your snoring. It's quick and comfortable and an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea, and now he's expanding his practice to better serve his patients with a brand new location in Marysville. Yeah, Marysville. If you're snoring and waking up all of Marysville or wherever you live and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. And as the end of the year approaches, a lot of people have exceeded medical deductibles, which means less out of pocket for you. Don't delay. Schedule your appointment today with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also check him out online, sleepbettercolumbus.com, and now sleepbettermarysville.com.
It's almost Football Friday. All play and no work.
Sponsored by Tansky Sawmill Toyota.
Your home for football, the Fan. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Twin Peaks. Eats, drinks, scenic views.
All right, CB, take us home.
All right, let's go back to that CBS Sports midterm grade article from yesterday regarding the NFL. We discussed the Bengals. I want to talk about another team real quick. I saw this grade, and I was a little surprised by it. It was the Broncos. They got an A-. Is that too high, too low, or just right?
AR, I think you could get there based off of where your expectations were prior to the season starting.
No doubt.
Right?
This was the second worst team in the NFL.
There you go. Yeah. And so I have no issue with that grade. They've won a handful of games. They are in the playoff mix in the AFC right now. Bo Nix has looked fine as a rookie quarterback. He's made his mistakes, but he's done a good job of completing, a decent amount of percentage-wise there, north of 60%. And also, he's hurt teams with his legs. I mean, Bo Nix this year is second on the Broncos in rushing yards, and he's run for 27 first downs. And so as a quarterback that you don't really think about as crazy, elusive, or twitched up with his legs, he's hitting you with those chain movers, and I think that's very valuable. So I think it's I think it's just right based off of expectations prior to us kicking this thing off.
The fact that you just said the Denver Broncos and in the mix for a potential wild card spot in the AFC, the fact you can say that in the same sentence makes this grade accurate to this point. They have not been to the playoffs in 8 straight years. They're doing it with a rookie quarterback. And here's the other thing. They lost the first 2 games of the year, and they're in it. So I think they won 5 of 6 at one point this season. So the improvement they're showing with that quarterback, and they're continually progressing. You said, CB, it was an A-?
That is right.
Boy, expectations meet reality. They did get thrashed by your Ravens. They do have to go to Kansas City this Sunday. So they're probably looking at being 5-5. But even if you told me they'd be 500 in mid-November, I think that's... Oh, and I did look up their over-unders for you guys to add a little more to the story. They're at 5 wins right now. They win one more game, they hit the over.
That's happening.
Of their season.
That's happening, yeah.
Just find out right now today is true.
I believe they host the Browns some point this year, so I think, yes, they will get there.
It's a Monday nighter, CB.
Oh,
a Mile High
about
City,
that.
baby.
Oh, that's nasty.
That is pretty bad.
That's nasty.
Monday
You know
night?
you're going to be glued to Denver, Cleveland in Mile High. You might go out there and watch it. Good seats still available. Actually, there may not be good seats with the way Denver's playing, but yeah. That was going to be a barn burner, Matty.
Ooh, can they flex that game? I don't know.
Oh, they're flexing all right. The other way, the real way.
All right, you can choose pretty much any year, and the NBA has some source of drama in it. I mean, this year it's got to be the Embiid situation. I saw the Ja Morant versus LeBron in the game last night. There's a lot that goes on year in and year out. There's honestly too much to pick. But the question is, tell the truth. When you grade it against the rest of the sports in this country, is it the number one sport for drama?
I don't even think it's close. That the association, it's like the Young and the Restless.
He didn't even mention Trae Young yet.
Trae Young.
That situation.
I mean, we've already had Drake yelling at DeMar.
Kawhi Leonard taking money, essentially just being injured all the time.
That's not even drama anymore, CB. He's the president of the all-ski mask team. He is just stealing money. But we've had Drake and DeMar DeRozan beef already. I mean, we're not even 10 games into the season, and we've listed off so many things that have happened off the court. It is not even close to me that the NBA provides the most drama. It's crazy.
Yeah, this is not even... It's an absolute lock. I was just trying to think when you were asking, like, what's the potential drama with the Cleveland Cavs? I mean, they're undefeated. Is there any drama that could be brewing there?
It's not really, other than I guess a lot of the fans are saying, what in the world was JB doing in his 5 years there?
And the only thing that could have hovered over their head is gone because Donovan Mitchell signed an extension.
Yeah.
So it's all good vibes up there right now.
Evan, Donovan, Darius, Jarrett.
Shout out to Ty Jerome, by the way. I love watching me some Ty Jerome coming off the bench for the Cavs as a little backup point guard for them. But 9-0. Shout out to Kenny Atkinson.
There is no drama. You're right. The drama would be is if somehow this didn't go as well as it's been going. And if they get into some adversity this season we don't see coming and they somehow slip out of contention, but nobody thinks that.
Why would you worry?
Really quick, the fan poll, the question is this: what team in the top 12 of the college football playoff rankings is most likely to miss the playoffs? Is it Boise State, BYU, Alabama, or Tennessee?
I mean, Boise State should win out, which would make their only loss at Oregon, which would be pretty good.
It's Bama, isn't it?
Bama has the game at LSU.
Bama. You got to go.
That's it.
You got to go in the Death Valley this week and save your season. Yeah. To me, I don't love that equation.
Heather is telling me
your girl
that a 3-loss team could be in the top 12, and guess who wins every last tiebreaker imaginable?
The brand.
The team that beat not just the brand, the team that beat Georgia.
Yes, I'm going with Bama though. I'm going with the Tide.
I was going to say Boise, but yeah.
Set you free.
Right. Coming up on Common Man and T-Bone, Adam Rittenberg joins at 3:34. And apparently they've got some new songs that they cooked up. I don't know what this is about, but tune into that. DJ Common Man and DJ Bone coming at you next.
All right, we come back tomorrow on a Football Friday. You know that'll include Brady Quinn as we get you ready for the Bucks and Boilers. Tune in then. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but You've accepted that. The Fan. This is a Fan Action Update.
Download the Prime Sports app today or visit primesportsbook.com and use the promo code JUSTSPORTS for a welcome bonus of up to $100. Indiana's favored over Michigan for the first time since 1968. For 43 straight meetings, Michigan has been the favorite, but they're a big 2-touchdown underdog this week. Indiana has the longest streak in the country with 8 straight wins against the spread. For your Prime Sports Action Update, I'm Scotty Vegas.
Atlas Butler is built to keep you comfortable, and our plumbing services are no exception. You can rely on Atlas Butler for trusted, convenient plumbing and drain service. Our expert plumbers and drain specialists can take care of anything, from a broken water heater to a clogged drain. Call today, get it fixed today. That's our pledge to you.
Atlas Butler is at your service. Call 1-800-FURNACE.
At Humana, our Medicare Advantage plans give you coverage and care you can count on, along with guided support to help you feel your best. Our licensed sales agents are ready to help you understand your options and choose a Medicare Advantage plan. You'll feel confident because you have plan options that fit your needs. You could have a plan with a $0 premium and even personalized care from a wide network of doctors, or all-in-one plans that may include medical and prescription coverage, as well as routine dental, vision, and hearing. When it comes to the benefits and support you need, Humana has Medicare Advantage plans made for your well-being and your wallet. Learn more at gethumana.com. Humana, a more human way to healthcare. Humana is a Medicare Advantage HMO and PPO organization with a Medicare contract. Enrollment in any Humana plan depends on contract renewal.
Hey, it's Anthony. Do more with your money at Tel-Ohio Credit Union. If you know Tel-Ohio Choice Checking, you know all the perks that come with your account. Cash in your benefits by setting up an account today. Find out more at telohio.org.
Certain restrictions apply. Tel-Ohio is open to all in Central and Southwestern Ohio. Federally insured by NCUA.
If you have unfiled taxes or are in debt to the IRS, this is important news. Did you know the IRS has programs specifically designed to help people struggling with tax debt? Powerful tax assistance programs that can save you thousands if you qualify. No one knows these programs better than the experts at Optima Tax Relief, America's most trusted tax resolution firm, A-rated by the Better Business Bureau. Their award-winning team of tax attorneys and licensed professionals have resolved over $1 billion of tax debt for their clients. One call to Optima can start the process, helping to end your worries about wage garnishment, asset seizure, and other IRS actions. Make sure you're getting the best options to solve your tax problems. Call the experts at Optima today for a free confidential consultation.
Call 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269. 800-348-0269.
Optima Tax Relief.
Some restrictions apply. For complete details, please visit OptimaTaxRelief.com. Martha was ready to switch to a career in IT.
There's always a need for IT specialists, especially with AI coming out and cybersecurity. It's practically recession-proof.
My Computer Career even provides job placement help.
The career specialists, they're very helpful. They care about you as a person. You're not just a number to them. I would recommend My Computer Career wholeheartedly to anyone.
Take the free career evaluation today. Become an IT pro in just months with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu.
The time to save big is now. It's Ford Truck Month at your local Ford dealer, and the time to buy is now. Make way for great offers across an amazing lineup of Ford trucks, featuring the built Ford Tough F-150 and Super Duty. Check out the versatile Ford Maverick and the capable Ford Ranger. But you can't wait. These limited Truck Month deals won't last. Check it all out at buyfordnow.com. Then get over to your local Ford dealer today. Hurry in, as these deals won't last long.
Leaves changing and the nighttime air is cool. Fall is the perfect time to have the Waterworks inspect and tune up your furnace. Protect your family against those wintertime furnace breakdowns. Call 614-232